Mount Moon Review Podcast, while a podcast about Pokemon, is not intended for children. You can expect some instances of adult humor, coarse language, and adult situations. Parental discretion is advised.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 53 of the Mount Moon Review Podcast, the only Pokemon podcast whose season 2 starts tonight. I am your host, the Razgrees, with my co-host, the Blue Duck Golduck, bringing you all the information you need to know about the world of Pokemon that's happened in the last week, and probably less than an hour.
What's
Come
up,
on,
Raz?
that was a good intro. I mean, you gotta get me on that one.
Yeah, it was. You just usually start with asking me a question.
I do. So, how the hell is you?
How was your week?
How is you?
It's a good week. I had a going away party at one job and getting ready to start another job next week.
So, Duck's going to start pulling his weight around here and contributing financially to my retirement fund.
What?
Oh,
If you want a retirement fund, we're gonna have to get some ads.
so that being said, folks, if you'd like to advertise on the Mount Moon Review podcast, just send me $20 and I'll say thank you.
Yeah.
Oh, so yeah, man, that's awesome though. But that is a little bit of a sad news for the Mount Moon Review podcast. We don't know what the schedule is going to be for us though.
Yeah. I did find out that the schedule's a little bit more stable than I thought. I should be working the same days for 2 weeks, and then it switches, and then for 2 weeks. So, maybe it'll be Monday through Thursday or something like that, and then the next week will be Friday through Monday. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you still have that flip flopping days and nights thing we
It'll
discussed.
be flip flopping, so we won't be able to. We might not be able to do it every day, every week. We won't be able to do it the same day of the week, but we'll just upload it on the same day of the week, pretty much.
Yeah, that'll probably be what it comes to. But rest assured, we are not stopping the Mount Moon Review
No.
podcast simply because Duck, on a whim, decided he needed to go work somewhere else.
I need to get some more of that cold, hard cash.
Cheddar! It's the cheddar! Yeah, we're getting some of that cheddar up in here. Anyway, so you've sent me a pretty comprehensive list today. We actually have some news. That's amazing.
Yeah. I mean, it's probably not going to take super long to get through, but
let's talk about it
it's kind of interesting
nonetheless.
stuff. It's kind of interesting this week.
Well, let's
All
start
right,
out.
so start off with video game. Tonight, in about 10 minutes, they're going to be starting the video game stream for the Players' Cup. Now, apparently, this is going to be Pokken. It's going to do Pokken first, and then it'll roll into video game. So that's probably why it's starting tonight at 8, which I thought was a really weird time to start. But yeah, so I guess first is going to be the Pokken tournament, and then after that will be the VGC competition for Sword and Shield, which I'm excited to see because they shook up the meta with giving us Isle of Armor. And actually, I'm not sure if that's going to be legal for the Players' Cup because for the the invitational with the streamers,
I don't know. I mean, that kind of makes sense that they
when the
wouldn't.
pro players played, it wasn't this format. So I'm curious if they switched to this format now.
I don't know. I mean, it really just occurred to you as you were saying that, so I'm
I know.
not sure. So, if you think, these guys are supposed to be professionals, they'd research
know.
this stuff, but really, sometimes as soon as you start saying something, you realize, oh,
Yeah.
shit, I don't know the answer to that. So regardless, it is starting here in about 8 minutes, but as we record this, so if you're listening to this, post-recording, if you're not listening to it live, you're probably already going to be aware of who wins. So congratulations, winner. We knew you could do it all along.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, the Players' Cup's going on. That's cool. I mean, I like the fact that they're doing something now. At least something's going on.
Yeah.
We've discussed before about how people got into the tournament and who's being in the tournament and the reasons they're in the tournament, and there's varying opinions as to that. And I have my own. You have yours. I understand some of the choices they made and the reasonings behind it, trying to get people still to watch.
Yeah.
But the other thing I think in mind is I believe that these are all recorded as well.
Yes, this tournament actually took place last week,
Mm-hmm.
and it's pre-recorded. I don't know if they commentated on it live or if they watched the recording and then did their commentary or what they did, but it's all put together now into one presentation that is basically like watching a regionals. Except they're not gonna.
Which is, this is the thing. Even with these pre-recorded things, they have the opportunity to edit down what they want. So it is edited down to usually less than an hour now, I believe, when they do the stream. But there's still so much dead air.
I know.
You would think they would edit it to the point where it would actually be like fluid and keep you engaged the entire time. But they still have like these awkward gaps that you're kind of wondering why are you doing this? I can see for a live broadcast where you're trying to do things, but for pre-recorded, it's kind of.
You think we wouldn't have to watch those stupid videos where like, oh, this is the Pokemon that's in the meta now. Here's its abilities. Here's its common counters. Here's the moves it used. You know what I mean? Like when they're trying to give the casters a break. It makes sense to do that because they're talking nonstop for so long, but you can just cut those breaks out and then edit it together so
and a lot of it too is them trying to get everybody situated on stage, and there's technical issues that pop up, so they play these stupid videos. And I'm sorry, but if I'm watching the stream, I already know all this, okay? You don't. So if you think you're putting up there for informational purposes, Pokemon, you're not. Cut it out. Streamline it. Give me something entertaining so I can move on with my night.
Other video game news, there's actually going to be another one of those fun, friendly competitions that Pokemon hosts sometimes, like the online competitions, and it's going to be called the Armor.
They're not that friendly.
What?
You say they're friendly. They're not that friendly.
You start out with friendly intentions.
Yeah. Okay.
And then once you start getting a negative win-loss record, then it stops being friendly.
Stops being fun.
So registration for that is July 23rd and July 24th. And then the tournament will be held on July 26th. And it's only going to be the only Pokemon allowed in are Pokemon that were just added in the Isle of Armor.
Yeah, so it's going to be a really weird list in some cases. I mean,
Urshifu's going to be a monster.
Yeah, and I'm assuming we're just going to go the Isle Dex, which there's some crossover.
Yeah. Oh, huh. Yeah, I'd have to look at what Pokemon are in the Isle Dex. I thought I was just Pokemon added.
Yeah, there wasn't a whole lot.
Right.
So I'm thinking
like
probably the Isle Dex, which has 200 in it. So I don't know what they're going to do on that. Hopefully we find out here soon. But yeah, Urshifu is going to be a monster.
Yep, it is.
Just the Isle.
The Isle of Armor Pokédex.
So you got 200 Pokemon to choose from.
Yeah, or the starters in there?
I don't know. I'd literally have to open the game up and look.
Yeah,
because a lot of it, as soon as you started up the expansion, you already had a good bit of the decks because a lot of it was duplicated from the regular Sword and Shield decks, or Galar decks, if you will. So anyway, so Urshifu is going to be a beast. You're going to see a lot of things in there. I think you're in your outline. Right. When as soon as I saw you type this, I'm like, yeah, he's absolutely right. Rain and Trick Room are going to be just everywhere.
Rain's not like insane right now. It's fine, but it's not like what Sand was when Sword and Shield came out.
Yeah.
It's going to be really good. A lot of its checks aren't in the decks. Trick Room with Porygon Z or Porygon 2 being a Trick Room setter is just going to be pretty overpowered. I hope they're not allowed to use Rillaboom. Rillaboom is ridiculous.
Yeah, especially with Grassy Glide right out the gate.
Grassy Glide and being able to set a terrain, it's so dumb.
Yeah, it's
just wait till Tapu Bulu's allowed in the Crown Tundra. It's going to be even worse.
Yeah, we're slowly getting to the point where I, Crown Tundra. I mean, has the whole deck's been released yet?
Yes, we had a leak of the whole decks. I mean, it's a leak, so we don't know. Things could change,
Usually,
but
the leaks we know of are pretty accurate, but not always.
that is a credible leak.
Yeah.
That one
So,
was.
how close are we to a national dex now?
I believe it's
He's doing math, folks.
300-ish away.
Yeah. So, we might not get a whole national dex by the end of the expansions, but we're gonna be close. In the grand scheme of things, it's pretty close.
I'm expecting them to complete the decks with the game that follows Sword and Shield.
Yeah, that would probably be my guess. Is that whatever? And when I say follows up Sword and Shield, I don't mean the next game, because I still believe the next game is going to be a Let's Go sequel.
The next main
The main
series game.
mainline Pokemon game, I think, will have a national dex. That's
If
just
it was considered, if it's Let's Go, then it's considered like a side title.
yeah, or a remake, whatever you want to call it. I mean, Let's Go Pikachu, Let's Go Eevee is a remake of Red and Blue.
Well, right. But
which is
when you say remakes, then you think of like Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire, which are considered in the main series.
All right.
So when they do Diamond and Pearl, the Diamond and Pearl remakes are most likely going to complete the Pokédex.
That makes sense. So yeah,
That's
hopefully,
what I'm assuming.
I would love to see it happen. I think we're still years away, but in the grand scheme of things, we're getting close. So with Crown Tundra coming out, once we have those added in there, you're right. We're only a couple hundred away, so that's pretty cool.
And a lot of those are Gen 4.
Yeah,
a lot of them.
Yeah, I mean, still start transferring your stuff to Pokemon Home and hold on to it because it's going to be able to transfer in eventually. Hey, that's right. It's $15 a year. $15 a year. You get your little your teams that you can just save into perpetuity, and then you can use them again, and then all will be right with the world.
It's very convenient. I'm happy with the app.
Well, okay, so I got some complaints about the app. So I love Pokemon Home. I think it's a great thing. But the fact that I have to have a version of it for my Switch, and I have to have a version of it on my phone or tablet that do different things just irritates me.
Oh, there's definitely things they could work out. There's some kinks they could work out in there. I'm not sure why you have to get a mystery gift on the phone and you can't get it on the Switch.
Well, I love the Wonder Boxes. I love the having the 10 Wonder Boxes. You fill them up and you shoot them off, and you just come back an hour later and boom, there you are. But the fact that I have to do that on my tablet as opposed to being able to do it on my Switch, I'd like to be able to just do it on the fly on my Switch. But
see, I haven't really messed with that, so I didn't know.
Yeah, so you can't do that kind of stuff on the Switch. You can't do the mystery gifts because for some reason that's how we're distributing stuff now. I think if I had to guess, the only reason behind it, because I can't think of anything else that even sounds plausible, is simply to get that app on as many devices as possible.
Yeah, and that could be it. But then why would they limit your account to only being on one device?
That's the other thing that irritates me about it. So when I first got it, I got it at work because it came out while I was sitting at my desk, and I was like, oh, cool. Download it, put it on my phone. Hey, this is pretty cool. I like this. I want it on my tablet. I did it on my tablet, and I was like, this is weird. And I had to go through the whole process again. And then I couldn't get back on it on my phone. It wouldn't let me access it. So if I want to put it back on my phone, I have to delete the app, reinstall the app, go through the whole process, and by doing that, it'll deauthorize my tablet. I don't get it.
Yeah. I mean, I have like 4 phones. It would be nice if I could have my Pokemon Home on all 4 of them, but apparently.
Yeah, really. Now, Pokemon Go, put it on anything you want.
Yeah.
I've had it on my work phone before. But yeah, so but all in all, it's still a great app. I love it. The fact that I've been able to transfer so much stuff in is just, I think it's really cool. I'd love to get a living dex of the national dex. I'm still ways off from that happening. And unfortunately, what?
I could have had a living dex, but when I got rid of all my Pokemon games, my living dex for Sun and Moon was on my Sun version and not my Ultra Sun, and Ultra Sun was the only game I kept. So I have no Gen 7 Pokemon.
Well, at least see those are easier to get though. The ones I'm missing are like Diamond and Pearl and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
And what's the only way to get them is to get them for me anyway. Get them on the Virtual Console for the 3DS, play through, beat the decks, use Pokemon Transporter to move them into Pokemon Bank, and then use Pokemon Home to transfer from Bank to Home. Now, can you do that unless you have a subscription to Pokemon Bank? No, you can't. Now, do I have a subscription to Pokemon Bank? Yeah, for about 90 days until it runs out, and then you can't renew it anymore because they're phasing out Pokemon Bank.
You could have. You can get them. You can get all the Pokemon in X and Y, and Ultra Sun or Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire.
Can you now? Because I have all
The entire national dex is complete through there. I mean, other than like the mythicals that you have to get distributed, but
well, I have I have Sapphire still laying around here somewhere.
Yeah, the whole dex is in between those two games. I created a living dex in X and Y.
Well, maybe I'll sit down and do that because I still actually have the cartridges for that. Which, again, though, I'd have to do it within the next 90 days.
It's going to be annoying without the RTS.
Yeah.
Or what is the thing where you say I want this Pokemon. What do you want for it? Online.
Well, you can still do that in Pokemon Home.
Oh, true. Yeah, you could just make your decks in that. But I mean, I'm unless you need a lot of Cubfoos to do that.
See, that's the thing with freaking with freaking Pokemon Home with the RTS on there. People, hang on, I got to do this up close. If you have the RTS and you're using this damn thing, GTS, whatever. Quit getting so damn unrealistic, okay? If I need a Bellsprout, I'm not giving you a freaking Urshifu for it. It's just not going to happen, okay? The fact that you even think that this is a possibility is just disgusting because it means somebody somewhere is doing it, and it's probably the same damn people that are hacking them in.
Oh, I'm sure if people are getting them, they're hacked.
Because you can't breed at a Urshifu, correct?
No.
It's a mythical or a legendary.
Right.
Is it mythical or legendary?
That's the thing. You click the box that says don't include mythicals and legendaries, and Urshifu comes up. So I don't know what they consider it. It's also allowed in VGC, and a mythical has never been allowed in VGC before.
You know what just dawned on me? I've never dropped it in to see if I can breed it. Have we tried?
I'm pretty sure you can't.
Have we tried?
I think I've heard that you can't, but no, I haven't tried.
Keep talking.
Are you gonna?
Yeah, I'm gonna do it right now.
Okay. Well, while you do that, I'll just jump to the next bullet point here.
Oh, I got an update. It's gonna take a minute.
We're gonna switch over to TCG news.
But I just started playing the VGC.
No, this is not a time for games.
It isn't. Well, what time is the time for games, Doug?
After the show.
Okay.
So in TCG news, one of the fabled number one trainer Mewtwo cards just sold this week.
Until you sent me the image of this earlier, I didn't know about these cards.
Really?
I never knew about these cards. I've never seen one before.
Oh,
and there's a reason behind it. Because there's only a small handful of the bloody things. Seven of these things in existence that
we don't actually know how many were printed because people weren't keeping track of stuff like that back then. But there's been 7 graded. They were handed out as prizes at regional tournaments in Japan. There were 7 regional tournaments that year. So it's safe to assume there's probably 7, unless Pokemon printed more and kept them in some kind of vault.
I want to imagine there's a big vault at TCPI.
There is definitely a vault confirmed, and we'll talk about that a little bit after we explain all this stuff.
Okay, we'll start explaining because I want to hear about the vault.
Okay, so the players that won the championships, the regional championships, got this Mewtwo card. There was 1 through 4. And you had to use the card to get access to another champions tournament that was held in a secret location.
So you literally had to show up and go, "Here's my card."
Yep.
Never mind that everyone knows that I won and you have my name, but here's my card.
Yeah. The card sold for $90K. $90,000.
That is insanity for a piece of freaking cardboard.
I know, and it's not even the highest sale of a card.
Nope.
Of all
Is
time.
Charizard still number one?
No.
Okay, what is number one?
Number one is the Pikachu Illustrator card. In Coro, the magazine we use to get leaks sometimes,
Sometimes.
had a contest I think this was in 1999 as well, where the winners, the top 6 finalists got this card printed, and the winner's art is the picture on the card. They took that picture and made it into a card.
Well, that's neat.
So there's 5 of those in circulation, right? Well, there's 6 total. 5 of them are in circulation because Pokemon bought one in auction a few years ago and put it in a vault.
Which is cool.
Whatever their vault,
I mean, just the fact that there's a vault somewhere, that just tickles me. I like the fact that I want to imagine there's like a multi-tiered vault that you got to get through with lasers and pressure plates
Right.
and armed guards.
Junichi Masuda and Ishihara have to put their thumbs on thumb pads at the same exact time.
And then they both have to turn keys at the same time.
Yeah. And that's the only way to get to the card. One of those Pikachu Illustrator cards was actually sold a couple years ago, and I think it was for almost $200K. It's like 198 or something.
Wow. That is insanity. For cardboard.
I know.
That's I've railed on so many episodes about the speculators that go out and buy all the new product when it comes out, but I don't want to shit on people for collecting. But at what point do you think you're going to get a return on your investment?
When you sell it at an auction, and I mean the person that bought the card originally, or the guy who sold it for almost $200,000, probably got a return on his investment, right?
He did, but when once you start talking stupid money, and that's stupid money. Once you
Right.
start talking stupid money, at what point do you think, there's got to be someone out there dumber than me? But if they are, why did they not spend it now?
And I think the reason why that Pikachu card gets more value, one, because it's got Pikachu on it, but two, they were probably awarded to some kids, which meant
The
they
cards
probably
didn't
didn't get
survive.
taken care of.
Yeah, that's a big thing. Is I've seen kids open up packs and they'll be like, oh, there's a rainbow rare full art N, and they're like, oh, okay, this is great. Hey, mom, look, flop, 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 flop.
It literally happened.
Then they just shove it in their deck box with the rest of their cards. Yeah.
This guy lets his kid open packs on my league, and she opened up a gold rare trainer card, and it's like, look, daddy, and crunched it like in front of him, and everyone was like, no.
No. That's funny. I mean, not really. I'd probably cry, but that's funny. But it didn't happen to me.
What?
But it didn't happen to me, and that's what's really important
Right.
here.
Another one of these Mewtwo cards was actually in the news 2 years ago, I think. Pretty sure it was before we started this, so we wouldn't have reported on it. But it sold for $60,000. It was a third place Mewtwo card, and it got lost in the shipment.
Yeah, I saw.
You remember that?
Well, no, I don't remember that happening because I don't recognize the card. But I did when you sent me the format and you had this in there. I did a little research on there, and it's like everyone just says insurance fraud, insurance fraud, insurance fraud.
I thought that was confirmed. That's how sure people are about it.
Yeah.
And then I was doing research to write this, and I'm like, oh wait, I guess it wasn't confirmed. That guy didn't get caught, so somebody walked away with $60K, right?
Well, the thing is, though, now because it was PSA graded, so I guess you'd have to break the slab and have it regraded to try and sell it, because otherwise it'd have to be serial numbered.
Well, I'm if it's like a fraud, then he probably didn't put it in the mail, but didn't put it in the mail, and then filed a claim.
Well, right.
And
But I'm saying is now, if you ever wanted to sell that card again,
he couldn't sell it again, but he has
You couldn't.
$60,000, and nobody paid for that.
okay. So here's my point. If he was going to get 60,000 regardless, by selling the card and mailing it, he was getting $60,000.
Okay.
By the card disappearing and filing an insurance claim, he's getting $60,000. So
And he has the card.
And he has the card. But what
Yeah.
is the benefit of doing it? So that you can resell the card again. And the only way you're going to do that now is because that PSA slab or Beckett slab, whatever you're using, it's now got a serial number. You'd have to break the slab, send it in, and have it regraded. Otherwise, that serial number is going to pop as this is stolen.
I don't think that's. They probably hadn't have. I don't even think you could do that.
Do what?
I'm pretty sure most of those cards are probably accounted for.
That's what
Yeah, like if somebody sent a card like that to get graded by PSA, I'm pretty sure we would all just assume that that's the stolen one.
You can assume in one hand and shit in the other and see which one fills up first too. Okay,
That's true.
There's what reality and what you think and what you can prove,
Yeah.
or what you know and what you can prove. You know, because everyone, if it's on the internet, it's because I know this to be true. You have no idea how often I have to deal with that on a daily basis. Well, I saw it on Facebook.
The Battle Academy product we talked about a couple weeks ago has been fully revealed. It's a product meant to help families learn to play,
Which is awesome. I think because that's how you're going to get long-standing players in.
Exactly.
You got to hook the kid, and you got to hook one of the parents.
Yeah. Where's my parents?
I don't have any.
I had to play Pokemon through it being evil in my household.
Oh, I remember that when we were growing up. Well, when I was growing up back when
Satanic Panic.
when I was growing up and you were a zygote. That was the big thing. Like, everything was like all the churches, everything. You gotta stop these kids with their Pokemans.
Mm-hmm. No, yeah, I wasn't allowed to play, but I was allowed to play in my mom's house. I wasn't allowed to play in my dad's house. So I stayed up under the covers playing Pokemon at night at my dad's house. And then 10 years later, I walked around the city catching Pokemon with my dad in Pokemon Go.
Oh, geez. Did you speaking of Pokemon Go, did you beat Giovanni?
I don't play
That's right, because you're a loser.
because I play games inside.
Yeah. Well, I'm pleased to say
I'm not playing games.
I'm sad to say I never got to face Giovanni during this last big thing. But Sadar, our partner on the Untitled Anime Show, she posted she beat Giovanni. So
And took his Suicune.
she took his Suicune, a dark Suicune. So I was like, "Yay,
pretty
Sadar!
cool.
Big shout out from the Mount Moon crew! Yay!" Well, I can confirm that you can put Urshifu in the daycare, but I've been running back and forth for quite a while, and she ain't kicking out an egg for me.
Read what she says. Just say the two don't like to play together if they can't breed.
Nope,
What?
she didn't say that.
Say I'd like to take. There's a way to. It might not be her. Maybe it's somebody on the inside.
Things are going just fine. Would you like to take your Pokemon back anyway? No, you can stay there. Anyway, let's keep talking. Otherwise, this is going to turn into one of my streams where I sit here and do nothing. Everyone's like, "Hey, why aren't you doing something? Entertain me."
Okay, so the Battle Academy product is going to retail for $20. Releases
really?
on July 31st.
That's it.
Yeah,
$20.
$20.
Okay, folks, if you don't buy this, you're a fool. Because this is a hell of a deal. This is a hell of a
You
deal.
can't sell the card. You can't take the individual cards out and sell them for more than $20. So why would I buy it?
Let's hear what's in it.
All right. So you get 3 60-card decks.
3.
And they all have one GX in them. It's the We got them as part of, I think they were part of Shining Legends. And then there was some family set they made in Japan. It's just the really basic GXs.
Yeah, I mean,
Like,
nothing that's gonna change the meta, but
Right.
but these are not regular theme decks either.
No. So you get a coin, which it's one of the best looking coins I've ever seen. 3 deck boxes, and a guide that has new players stack the deck in a certain order, and helps them walk through turn by turn with the mechanics.
Which we have seen before. They do have the Battle Arena decks.
But that doesn't have you. Does that have you stack
Yes.
certain cards in order?
Yes.
Oh,
If you actually notice a Battle Arena deck card because it actually does have a number in the corner, and the first time you play it, you play them in a certain order, and the game is entirely scripted front to back.
okay.
But that is really only 60 cards. You get 2 30-card decks, and you play the scripted battle, and then you can play against each other, and then once you're done, you can combine them into one shitty theme deck.
It's such a bad theme deck.
It really is. Don't do it. Don't do it, folks.
But yeah, the coin looks really cool. I thought this was the first time we've ever seen that idea, where it tells you to stack the deck a certain way, and that's only for the Pikachu and the Charizard deck. The Mewtwo deck you have to figure out how to play on your own.
Ooh.
Right, but I just thought it was a cool product.
No,
I'm glad they're making that.
it really is. And professors out there, do yourself a favor. See if you can buy one for your league, because you're going to be able to. I always kept theme decks, and my always thing was with players, especially when they started coming on a regular basis. I would tell them, hey, grab a theme deck and have it for when new players come in, so that you can help those new players. And we can have loaner decks and stuff like that. And that's what we did with our theme decks, because everyone's bought them at some point. No point in getting rid of them. Just use them. Use them to teach new players. And if you don't need them anymore and you don't want them, give them to a new player. But at the same time, you never know. You never know when some card in there is all of a sudden going to become important.
I had like 3 theme decks I'd keep on me, and then every once in a while, if I got a real good feeling like this kid's going to be somebody that comes consistently, I'd be like, take the deck. And then I'd buy a new one, and then that would go into my cycle of the three decks I use.
Yep, I can tell you that an Elite Trainer box holds 3 theme decks in Ultra Pro boxes very well.
Yeah. Another thing I really like about this that I've always had a problem with theme decks is it's Psychic, Fire, and an Electric, right?
Right.
So none of those are hitting each other for weakness.
True.
The theme decks usually come out in sets of 2, and one hits the other for weakness. And I just imagine being brothers that get the game, or get their cards for the first time, and the one brother is always winning because he hits double damage.
Yeah, and also
I've seen it so many times.
How many times have you seen someone, they're learning to play, and they come in, you're coming to your league, and they're like, okay, I'm ready to go. Okay, do you need help learning? No, I got it. And they think they do, but they've never learned how to play resistance and weakness.
Mm-hmm.
So unless you're actually giving these academies where it's teaching that dynamic, I think you're doing kind of a disservice.
And I mean, it's not even just kids.
No,
I don't know how many
grand adults.
I'm really good at sniffing it out. I'll look at a board state and look at everything and be like, "There's no way for that amount of damage to be applied to that Pokemon." Hey guys, so what happened here?
Yeah.
Did you remember to apply weakness? Oh no!
Professor Duck comes in all Rain Man and just throws. But yeah. But no, you're definitely right. I've seen that happen.
I think I've done it to people in your tournaments before.
Yeah.
Do you guys remember to apply for weakness?
Oh. And then they're like, well, let's backtrace. Like, no, too late. And by the way, you're both getting penalized for failure to
maintain the correct board state.
Yeah. So, speaking of professor stuff, congratulations, Duck. You've successfully renewed your professor's license.
Oh yeah, the test is easier than it was in the past.
No, we've just been doing it longer.
Maybe.
Maybe. Now, this is where we point out how much of a douche canoe that Duck is, because I congratulated Duck on renewing his professorship.
Congratulations on you also renewing your professorship.
Thanks, Duck. Neither one of us. Now, okay, let's just talk about that for a second.
Okay.
So, I have Organizer Stage 1 and Judge Basic. I never did Judge Stage 1 yet. You have Organizer Basic?
I never went to Stage 1 on anything.
So you got Organizer Basic and Judge Basic.
Yeah.
Neither one of us have ever got VGC Professor.
I was going to read the rulebook because you need it to get to Stage 1 Organizer, but...
No, you don't. Well, okay, you need to know it to pass
There's
the
questions
test.
in there. Oh, right. Yeah, no, I looked it up. I tried to take the test. I failed the test because I didn't have a rules and resource book. It was right after they switched to Sword and Shield. So I had the 2019 rule book, but the test was on the 2020 rules, and I didn't have any access to the 2020 rules.
Yeah. Pokemon is horrible. Absolutely horrible about these tests, folks. Let me tell you.
And then I just wasn't worried about it, so I didn't.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do a contest here, and we'll see who can knock out the VGC one first. That'd be fun. But moving on, what you got next for us?
This one's a little interesting, a little weird.
Just a little interesting.
They're releasing a new way to play TCG in the form of raid battles.
So basically, we want to take and say, hey, people really like this Pokemon Go thing. Let's see if we can get them to do it with cards.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what it is.
It's weird. But I think it could be fun, like a birthday party. You get 4 kids or something.
Give us an
example. I think it'd be fun for kids.
Give us a rundown. What? Give us a rundown. What is it?
All right. So there is an online client you can get, or you can print all the materials out. And what it is they basically have one really strong Gigantamax Pokemon card. It has a list of like 3 attacks on it. There's an attack deck, a cheer deck, and then each player picks two Pokemon cards. Their 2 favorite cards, or whatever cards they want to use. And basically, when it's your turn, you do the number of the attack, the highest attack on your card. You do that much damage to the raid Pokemon. Then it goes to the player 2. Their strongest attack.
It sounds like a board game.
It is. It's like a tabletop board game. Yeah.
Yeah. There's lots of little games out there on the market right now for that are just like this. I mean.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Like I bought my son a version of this that was Dragon Ball Z. And it came in, a little tin and whatever. I guarantee you're going to start seeing a board game version of this in a GameStop very soon.
They'd be dumb not to make a physical version of this, because I think I mean, I'm not interested. That's not the kind of thing that I'm gonna. But
around my house, we love board game night. We do. We always have. We have so many board games. It's ridiculous. I'm really waiting for my kids to be old enough to play some of the more dynamic games. Hell, I can't wait for them to be old enough to play Munchkin. You ever played Munchkin?
Yes, I am very fond of Munchkin.
Munchkin is the bomb diggity. Okay. It is the bomb.com, because it is just awesome. And I have so many expansions for Munchkin, but I can never find anybody who wants to play the damn thing.
I have the base game. I don't have any expansions.
I got one I'll send you, because I got like the Guild. You've watched the Guild, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the Guild had an expansion for Munchkin. And my wife said, hey, I'm going to buy this expansion for you. So she bought me the box. Well, in the box was packs of 10 cards. So you open one. Okay, cool. I got what the hell are their names? I don't remember. Doesn't matter.
Felicia Day.
Yeah, it's Felicia Day. Yeah, okay. So then I open up another one. Oh, look, I got the same damn. Oh my God, they're all the same. So she bought the whole box. It was really just one pack. So every time I find someone who plays Munchkin, I hand them a pack and say, here, have a whole new expansion.
That's awesome.
Most of the expansions are like a good swath of cards, but that one was only 10. But I'll send you one.
Cool. That's about it. Unless you got anything to add for like Pokemon Go.
So we just wrapped up a lot of new objectives under the build up for GoFest, and
Right.
I told you about Sadar was able to get the Giovanni. I didn't, but there's a lot of stuff going on right now, and they just introduced remote raid invites. So as I haven't got to do it yet because you got to be level 40, and I'm not there yet. But what the concept is somebody is there for the raid, and as long as you're a certain tier of friendship level with them, they can invite you, and you can participate that way without having to go somewhere. So
That's neat.
it is because they just recently introduced the ability to see who's online and who's not, and you can block that or turn it on or off, and I'm able to see who's online back home, which is kind of cool. I can battle with them, and now I can do remote raids with them, so that's kind of cool too. There is a gentleman I met at Worlds from Japan, and there is not a day that goes by. I mean, this guy don't exchange gifts and stickers and everything now, so I'm hoping at some point we're online at the same time, which it's a 12-hour or 10-hour, 11-hour difference, and I'm just kind of hoping that we can do a raid together, just because I think it'd be neat.
That's really cool.
And we did know that they did have the Team Rocket balloon battles. Those are still going on. I just did one right before I ate dinner tonight. And every once in a while, it's supposed to be every once in a while, but I'd say about 1 in every 5 is the Meowth balloon as opposed to the Rocket
so you have
balloon.
gotten the Meowth one?
Yeah, and I've fought Jesse and James so many times now. They're with my Melmetal that I have in game. It's not even a freaking contest. It's just tap 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 tap. Done.
Or you get a shiny yet?
A shiny Melmetal? No.
No, the Ekans or the Coughing.
No, I've got the.
They have a chance.
Yeah, I mean, I've got the darks. I got a bunch of them. I've been purifying them because one of the achievement, tasks that I've been having right now is like to purify 15 dark Pokemon. So I've been knocking those out left and right. I'm not even sure where I'm at right now on my tasks, but I'm kind of getting re-energized with it. They've added enough stuff in, and they're making it easier to play. Because where I'm at, there's not a tremendous amount of Pokestops like I was used to. Back home, I could literally drive through town one time with the Pokeball Plus turned on, and my bags were full. It was utterly just ridiculous how easy it was. Here, I drive around a bit, but with everything being on lockdown, such as it is, my children are kind of bored. So just trying to get out of the house and find something to do. That's one of the things we've been doing. Okay, let's hop in the car and go downtown, and we'll do some Pokemon Go. And we'll.
Oh, that's fun.
Yep, and it doesn't matter where you're at. I guarantee you can find a community on Facebook or something of that nature, whether they use Discord, Facebook groups, what have you, and you can find raid groups. And that's the beauty of most of them is if the people that are playing this constantly, they'll get the experience to the point where they know which raids to go to, where there's parking available, and you don't even have to get out of your car. So I've been driving around doing raids and catching Zekroms and stuff like that. Never even getting out of the car. So
Is a shiny or is Zekrom available?
he's available. He's just not. I haven't got a shiny.
I think that's a shiny that was never given to the main series game.
Oh, I don't know if it's available in game or not. There is shiny locked Pokemon, but I don't know if that's one of them or not.
Oh, actually, I think you could get it in Omega Ruby. Never mind.
So it's,
I remember there was this whole thing where people couldn't transfer them, the shiny Zekroms and Reshiram from like in Pokemon Transporter, because it was never released. They were shiny locked. So if you had one, it was hacked.
okay. So it's like, well, then how? Okay, but
It was a big thing. It was a big thing when Pokemon Bank came out that a lot of the people I was talking to at the time were really upset about.
But so
That was back when you could trick the GTS into thinking somebody traded you something, and you didn't even have to trade a Pokemon. It would just come into GTS like you traded.
wow.
Yeah, that's why they shut down the black and white Wi-Fi.
This is weird stuff. Like there's one of these that's 1,000-Year Slumber, which is an older one of the the task lines that you can get to.
Yeah, that's for Regigigas, right?
No, I think it's for Jirachi, but maybe it's
Oh.
for Regigigas. I don't know. All I know is I need a goddamn Wishmer. I've caught 2, and the goal is I got to catch 3. But that's only 2 of 7. Then I don't know what the hell's even after that. Then I got another one, Jumpstart Research. I still need to just trade 3, but I haven't done it. Spooky Message, catch 10 ghost type. You know how hard it is to find ghost types outside of Halloween? And win 5 raids. So I just got to do a raid. That ain't nothing. But nevertheless. I'm catching up. I kind of want to get to that mythical level 40, but at the same time, I don't want to put in all the effort into a game where I actually have to drive around and spend money.
Yeah. If I was closer to Pokestops, I'd probably play. But
So, have you been playing in the battle arena lately?
no, I was waiting for the meta to kind of mellow out.
Yeah, I'm. I'm like a 20 and 30 right now. I'm not doing well.
That's not terrible.
It's not terrible, but I can't get out of like tier 6. It's driving me nuts. I'll go up in tier 6 and I'll do a bad crap spell and drop back down to 5. And the thing is now it's so hard once you get into a bad win-loss record to dig yourself out of it. I mean, you can get the Master Ball tier of 10 wins, I believe, but you have to be like 10 in a row.
From rank 0, from the bottom, it's like 17 wins. But if you were in Master Ball tier before, they put you back to Great Ball tier, I think, or maybe it's the beginning of Ultra Ball, and 10 wins will do it.
Gotcha. But nevertheless, here I am. Yeah,
There's actually,
I've almost given up on this month and just waiting for August at this point.
There's actually some like YouTubers will try to challenge themselves to be ranked 1 in the world with a gimmick team.
Mm-hmm.
And so what they do is they wait till it resets at midnight and then try to be the first person to make it to Master Ball tier with that team. Like the first person to make it in Master Ball tier at all. And then they're ranked number 1.
Done.
And our hero Wolfie Glick has done that a couple times with a couple weird teams.
He would.
Yeah.
He's a weird dude. At first I thought, man, this guy is just horrible at editing and just blocking and everything else. Then I'm like, this son of a bitch is doing it on purpose.
I think there's like another level to him in his brain, you know?
Dude, that guy's weaponized autism. I swear to God.
I met him once. He was pretty nice, but I think watching his videos and then seeing how like it all comes together sometimes at the end, it's like, okay, what? There's something going on there with him. It's pretty impressive, and I'm happy that he's successful.
Right on.
He's breaking all the rules, but he's still winning.
Yeah. This is true. So, do you got anything else for us this week, Ducky?
That's about it.
Then I have to ask you, have you listened or watched the latest episode of the Social Liability Podcast?
I'll listen to like half of it.
You disappoint me, Duck. You make me sad.
Sorry. It's good. It's a good show. I thought it was just going to be Raz ranting the whole time, but it's actually quite educational.
I don't rant.
I thought it was your platform to rant. That's what I thought the podcast.
I'm the mellow one.
I know. But yeah, you guys should definitely go check that out. It's better than I was expecting.
Well, that's the best endorsement I've gotten today. Well, it's better than I expected.
It's pretty good, and I actually learned a lot. So
the Social Liability Podcast, available on a hell of a lot of platforms. But you can also check it out on our YouTube channel, where you can check out all of our videos, whether it be the Mount Moon Review, the Untitled Anime Show, the Social Liability Podcast, or Shenanigans, or anything else, because we just do stuff on occasions just for shits and giggles. Make sure you check it out. If you just look on YouTube for Mount Moon Crew, you will find us. And other than that, you can catch us on all of our social medias. Mostly Ducks are Blue Duck Gold Duck. That's Blue Duck Gold Duck without the E. I am the Razgrees, the underscore Razgrees01, or in some cases there's no underscore, it's just the Razgrees01. But you can also catch me on Twitch, and I'm hoping to get Duck on Twitch again because he got his capture card finally. I know it's been the running gag of this podcast since the beginning, but he's got it now, and I still don't see him streaming. So that's that, I guess. Anyway, Duck, get us out of here.
All right, guys. Until next time, just remember, if it's too good to be blue, it's probably gold.
Have a week.
Just because your card is magic, you think you're safe because you killed my life orb. Baby, do you dare to not flinch? Cause I'm coming at you like a dark pulse. I know you're gonna throw. You're gonna throw a storm. But I got that lucky chance. There's no critical hits.